Water is essential for life and makes up 70% of the planet. However, of that water, only 2.5% is fresh, and even less of that is accessible drinking water. On top of that, in the UK, 1/3 of the water we take from the natural environment is wasted. We need to ensure we have sustainable water supplies for future generations. Hammerson are finding new ways to reduce our consumption of drinking water and to tackle wastage on our sites and beyond. I've come to Cabot Circus in Bristol, somewhere that's not short of a bit of rainfall, to see what they're doing to capture this resource straight from the sky.
So Beth, why have you brought us up here on this windy rooftop?
I think it's the best way to show you the scale of our water tanks and to see how much these can hold. The way this works is we have a massive tank down in the basement that stores the water. This then gets pumped up, the water gets stored here, and then when customers pull the flush on the toilets or use the urinals, the water from these rainwater tanks go through the cisterns.
And what results have you seen?
If there's not enough rainwater, the tanks do have to fill up with mains water. So when we can see we've had a high consumption of rainwater, you can see our consumption of mains water dramatically drop.
How is this helping us achieve net positive in water?
We get loads of rain here in Bristol, especially during the winter months. So it just means we can use this natural resource rather than having to take it from the mains.
It's been great to see this hidden infrastructure. Harvesting rainwater seems an obvious way to reduce our demand for mains water.
I've travelled up to the Oracle in Reading as I've heard they've been working with Thames Water to become net positive.
Sandra, what's the status of water resources here in the Oracle and Reading?
So London, the southeast, and Reading, we would consider it like it's always raining. And the truth is that this part of the world would get maybe a little over half of Sydney's average rainfall. So it's actually quite a dry place.
How does Thames Water work with Hammerson?
Thames Water is going to work with Hammerson to do a net positive for water project. And it's almost a simple 3-step process. We'll have a team come in and do a very comprehensive audit on what devices we've got here on site with all the businesses. And we'll also find any leaks. And step 2 is that we'll follow that up with teams coming in and they'll fix the leaks. They'll also, while they're there, fit water saving devices. And then step 3, once we've got water consumption on site here from this down to that, we'll look to offset that amount of water. So save this amount of water elsewhere in the local community, and that amount of water we save there will more than offset the daily amount that Hammerson will be using here at the Oracle. It's something that Hammerson can then scale up across their entire estate, so it becomes a bigger win.
This project will make a big difference to the water wasted here at the Oracle and in the local area, and it will clearly have a massive impact if rolled out across the whole portfolio. So, while I've been here, I hear Julia has been visiting somewhere a little more, well, private.
Hi Andy.
Hi Julia, welcome to the Oracle. Let's have a look at the toilets.
So Andy, this is an unusual place for an interview. What are we doing here in the ladies' toilets in the Oracle shopping centre this morning?
A normal toilets use 9 litres of water to flush. We only use 1.5 with an aid of a pump to throw the waste away.
So how does it work?
Okay, let's give you a little demonstration. So as you use the toilet, then we close it when we're finished. Make sure the catch is down. Press the button that's hidden at the back.
Thanks for that demo. So what have the water savings been?
Over the past year we've saved 4.5 million litres.
That's great.
We've dropped our water consumption as a landlord dramatically, and we've got a 78% drop. That helps us become net positive.
Basically, Andrew said that in the south of England, it rains only half of what it rains in Sydney.
Is it getting worse?
Yeah, population is growing around Reading, people using more and more water, and if it's not dealt with correctly, it will become much more difficult to manage as a resource. Yeah, it's a much bigger issue than I would have originally thought.